let's bring in a key player in all of this. Congresswoman Michele Bachmann of Minnesota. She's a Republican. She's the chair of the Tea Party caucus in the House of Representatives. What are you hearing, Congresswoman? Deal or no deal?
Hi, Wolf. Well, we haven't heard yet. You all have that we're having a meeting in 45 minutes. We haven't even gotten that message yet, so you maybe know more than we do. The one thing we do know is that we were given a mandate by the American people last November, and it was this: spend less, not more. And at the beginning of the year, we had a deficit this year of $1.5 trillion. Within just a month or so, the debt for this year, the deficit, will be $1.65 trillion. We're going in the wrong direction. Every week we add about $30 billion more in deficit. And the American people are saying, fight, because we don't want you to keep spending money like this. We don't want these deficits, and we certainly don't want Obamacare. So people are saying to us, we're with you, and fight.
Is the issue right now, based on everything you know, Congresswoman, the money, the amount of cuts that are proposed in this budget, or is it some of the social issues like funding for Planned Parenthood?
Well, this isn't anything new, Wolf. From the very beginning, people said,
well, what's the sticking point right now is based on what you know?
Well, again, we don't know, because the negotiations are only being handled by John Boehner, the Vice President, the President, and Harry Reid. That's it. Those are the only people who really know. So it's unfair to go out and
that the Speaker isn't consulting key members like you, especially given your influence among those who support the Tea Party movement?
The Speaker needs to be able to do his negotiations. They have to be kept in confidence, and so that kind of information isn't out for everyone. But what we do know, again, is what the American people have said. They've said, we think out of a $3.7 trillion budget that certainly there's a minimum of $61 billion in waste. Get rid of it. People just can't abide anymore with this spending, and they want us to fight and be tough.
Can we assume, Congresswoman, that whatever the Speaker of the House, John Boehner, agrees to will be good enough for your vote?
Well, what I have said from the beginning is I can't vote for any deal that doesn't defund Obamacare. That was a signature issue and a mandate that people gave us out of the election last year. Well, then you're going to vote no. That's not going to be included in this compromise, whatever emerges. If it isn't included, then I can't give the vote, because I've already made a statement. And are you speaking, excuse me for interrupting, but are you speaking, you think, for the vast majority of those Tea Party activists in the House of Representatives? Of course not. I can only speak for myself and my vote and what I've said. Because, again, the people told us they were tired of hyperspending. They're tired of hyper deficits. They didn't like the federal government taking over private industry. They didn't like the federal government taking over health care. They want us out of that mess. They want job creation. We can't get job creation when the federal government is consuming and spending $1 out of every $4. We've got to get back to prosperity.
Do you agree with a lot of conservative Republicans, including Karl Rove and Mike Huckabee, that there's got to be a deal that averts a government shutdown? Otherwise, this could be a political disaster for Republicans right now, just as the shutdown back in '95 turned out to be a political disaster for the Republicans then.
I think people all over the country have been fight. Keep fighting. They want us to keep fighting so that we can actually get to what we had promised. We had talked originally about a $100 billion cut. Then we went to a $61 billion cut. People want us to fight so that we can cut the waste out of the federal government. Right now, Harry Reid and President Obama are fighting so that they can spend more. We're fighting so that we can spend less. That's where this is at.
Michele Bachmann is a congresswoman from Minnesota. Quick question before I let you go. Are you in the Republican presidential contest?
Well, Wolf, will make a decision probably sometime early this summer. We're really excited. We raised the most money of any of the candidates in this first quarter. Ron Paul had raised more, but that was for a fund that can't be transferable to a presidential account. So we're extremely excited that we were the #1 fundraiser. We've gotten a lot of excitement and interest, and so we'll let you know come early summer.
You saw that poll the other day that had Donald Trump the favorite among Tea Party activists. How worried would you be about challenging Donald Trump for the party's nomination?
Oh, I'm not worried at all because, again, I think that the contest is only early on in starting, but I do believe that President Obama very likely will be a one-term president, and we'll have a great candidate to take him on in 2012.
Well, how does this sound to you? Trump, Bachmann, or Bachmann, Trump? How's that ticket sound to you?
Well, we'll let you know in early June.
All right, we'll talk about it. Michele Bachmann, thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you.